6:08, 8 past 6. This is the second hour of Awake with Jake. If you're listening in sequence.
Let's pick out a few presents now.
Thank you for making this your show of choice this morning. Paul Bryan should be back next week on his Drive Chicago show at 8 o'clock. He is still in Afghanistan. That is a very dangerous part of the world. Extremely dangerous. Last week, when I got home, I didn't realize Lester Holt was there with the Weekend Today show, so I contacted him and said, hey, Paul's coming out, and this guy comes and says he's Paul Bryan. He knows me. That that's he's okay, and we got to talking, and I'm sure if you heard Paul this week on the station, I think he was on with Roe the other day, and he probably will talk about it next week. It's a very dangerous place, and you think you look at all the stuff on TV like for Thanksgiving, people showing the troops having their dinner and stuff like that, and you kind of get lulled into thinking, well, yeah, it must be okay, they're doing this, that, whatever, but I got to tell you, it's not. And I've talked to people who've been over there, who've served there, and you don't know. The person that you think is your friend today, tomorrow could want to kill you. And they're, walking anywhere. You don't know who's the enemy, who isn't the enemy, and life is so, you forget, you compare Iraq and Afghanistan, and Iraq was no picnic. But on a scale, it was, I hate to judge it like that, but Iraq was not as bad as Afghanistan is. Afghanistan, the life expectancy is in the 40s. There isn't much of a real civilization, and not a lot of economy. So if someone offers somebody $20 to put a roadside bomb out there to kill an American soldier or one of the other Allied soldiers fighting there, yeah, they'll do it. So if you hear somebody say, gee, it's like a resort, well, no, it's not really like a resort for the troops. It really isn't. I mean, they've got to be on guard 24 hours a day. So anyway, Paul should be back next week, and you can talk about that. 591-8900 is the phone number. We've talked about TSA, the transportation security and stuff like that. Well, our very own Dr. Bob deserves to have an I told you so, and we'll see if he does give us one, because you know what time it is now? It's time for Dr. Bob.
Oh, help me, please, doctor, I'm damaged. There's a pain where there once was a heart.
That's right, our very own Dr. Bob. Good morning, Dr. Bob.
Good morning, Jake. I hope everything went well. Thanksgiving dinner at your house and nobody choked this year.
Nobody choked, but before we get into the substance of the I told you so, you posted on the Facebook Wednesday night.
No, don't go into this.
Well, you posted, and whatever you posted, my wife saw. And my wife thought you were spending Thanksgiving alone. And that and a few glasses of wine, she just started crying her eyes out. Poor Dr. Bob. You think Dr. Bob will come here? And I of course, I said, who wouldn't want Dr. Bob and all his infectious diseases to come over? But you were okay, weren't you, on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I was fine. I had to work on Thanksgiving. I was, I just posted that Wednesday night. I was, a little
depressed.
A little depressed Wednesday night, because I had to work, and a lot of people don't realize what it's like to be a divorced dad and be close to your kids and not be able to see them. So, it's just, I was fine. I posted that. I was trying to be funny, trying to be humorous in the moment. I was getting phone calls from family all across the country, and stuff. I probably should have taken the posting down. I didn't mean to be depressing, but I guess I just am.
And then I heard the whole story about what happened Wednesday night, and I told that to my wife, and she really started crying. But anyway, anyway, you told us about the screening going on at the airports, And the way they're patting people down, it's, you know what they should do? Instead of having this, the code yellow and code red and stuff like that, they should just go into above the waist, below the waist, and third date. Because it's beyond patting. They're actually touching people's private parts.
They're actually going places that I wanted to go when I've gone on dates.
Yeah.
And they're not changing their gloves in between.
And you
between uses.
And you warned people about that they're not changing their gloves and they're touching the private parts. And you talked about all the different diseases and things that can go from one to another and get passed on. And I'm reading the headline this morning where a whole group of doctors are very concerned about this.
Yeah, it's to be honest with you, in the scope of medicine, if I did what they do, or if other doctors did what they do, I mean, we'd be sanctioned. People would be able to complain to the state medical boards, and we could probably have our licenses suspended and stuff for blatantly exposing people to various illnesses and bacteria. I mean, people have no idea, like MRSA. That's big when everybody knows about MRSA right now. In Illinois state, by state law, we have to test people when they come into the hospital if they're going to the intensive care unit, swab their nose, culture them up, have a result within 24 hours. And if they're positive, we have to put them in special precautions, wear gowns, gloves, and stuff like that until the time that they're discharged from the hospital. And the places where this germ likes to grow is in the groin and the armpits. And these guys are going between person and person, going between the underwear and their skin, getting the stuff on their gloves. And they could also get herpes. They could get lice. They could get lots of other types of bad germs, just disgusting stuff. And then they don't change their gloves and they go on to person number 2. And then they do the same thing. It's not that they're touching the outside of the clothes. They're going in between your undergarments and your groin area. And they're examining cracks and crevices and, where that leads.
And they do this with I've seen the head of TSA security on John Pistoll many shows. They do this with the instructions that they have to keep America safe. And they're going to keep doing it. And I mean, there are two issues. One is patting people down, and it's more than a pat down. It's filling them up in areas that you really shouldn't do. And I mean, you got that whole issue going for you. Like you said, they do things that you go on a few dates before you get to do. But then you've got the whole health issue now.
And they're doing it with the full imprimatur of the United States of America, Department of Homeland Security. It's really it's very foolish, and it shows the dramatic misunderstanding of many different levels of what should be adequate performance by these people. The administrators that devised this really didn't do a good job.
This just shows bureaucracy. Once it starts going, you need somebody with common sense to say, hey, come on, step back a bit here.
And then they fortify it and preserve it to make it look like they didn't make a mistake in the first place. But anyway, I'm traveling this week, but I don't want any of the TSA officials to think that I don't think that they're doing a good job. And I'm going to bring my own gloves to hand them the gloves when I go through the.
You're not going to do that. If you do that, they're gonna bring the cops in on you, Dr. Bob.
I may just have a pair of gloves in my pocket. I'll say something like, I'm allergic to that. You have to use this brand.
What you should do is when you get to security, you should take all your clothes off and just have a pair of rubber gloves on.
That's a good idea. I was planning on wearing a condom when I go through just so that I experience safe screening.
What I don't understand, there was a woman that went through, I think it was LAX, in a bikini, and they made her put clothes on so they can pat her down. It is so, it's very ludicrous.
Yeah.
The band,
so
too.
I bought a couple of Christmas albums yesterday, and Andrea Bocelli's Christmas album, he does a very, very wonderful rendition of But Then I Got High. It's very touching, very beautiful, and but it's not outdone by Susan Boyle's version of White Trash Christmas, but I just love these Christmas albums. They're very.
Are you going to be working? Are you going to be working the patter as you go through security, Dr. Bob? Because if you are, I would suggest against it.
No, I'm not going to. Because the guys pad the guys and the girls pad the girls.
Why can't it be the other way around?
I'm going to dress up as a girl and go through and get padded. No, I'm.
You know what?
I don't know what.
Let me just tell you, Dr. Bob. You should not joke around, because a couple months ago I joked around on this very radio station about my wife was traveling, and when she got to the airport, they took her aside in a 30-minute screening. They went through everything. They were swabbing stuff that they took everything out of her person, was swabbing everything. And when she came back, she had the same treatment. So you don't even want to joke about it. In fact, let's just say, Dr. Bob, you're not traveling at all in the near future, okay?
I'm not. Well, I was going to go by train.
Yeah. Let's do that, because I think you want to get to where you want to go.
That's right.
All right.
I want to stay there a while.
Take care, Dr. Bob.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good trip. If you really were going somewhere.
There's a plane where there was.
I got a story we're going to get to later. Woman in Philadelphia. Can't wait to hear what they did to her. 6:19, back after this in WLS.
Come on, now touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am not afraid?
You're listening to Jake Hartford.
890 AM WLS.
We can do that out here, but if you touch my junk, I'm going to have you arrested.
News happens here
They're not touching my junk.
first.
Electronic strip searches.
As an American, I'm completely so outraged at this.
Specifically to protect the public.
You're violating me, you're violating my kids and wife.
We have an open ear. We will listen.
Keeping you connected to the stories that matter most.
Am I going to change the policies? No.
890 AM.
They're fighting back.
WLS.
This weekend, the Home Depot has a special buy. $249 for a Maytag Super Capacity Top Load Washer or Dryer. Save $300 on the pair and tackle everything from upcoming cranberry stains to incoming guests. We're lowering the cost of increasing your holiday capacity with a Maytag Super Capacity Washer or Dryer for $249 each. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. While supplies last, U.S. only. Limit one pair per customer. See store for details.
You don't have to fight traffic or the crowds.
Back off, it's mine.
To get great PCs for your business fast. Dell's most popular business systems can be delivered free in about 48 hours at Dell.com/GetFast. Work the way you want by ordering a PC with Windows 7 Professional pre-installed. And order a Dell Fast Track PC with Windows 7 Professional before December 1st to get a Logitech wireless keyboard and mouse no charge. See details at Dell.com/GetFast for offers and restrictions.
Do you really drink that cherry juice as though they think I'm making it up or something? I'm not. This is Cisco Cotto. For several months now, I've been drinking Nature Blessed cherry juice. It comes concentrated, so I mix in some water and always keep a pitcher of it in my refrigerator. It's always ready to go. I love the taste, but it's also good for me. Tart cherries are a great source of antioxidants and anthocyanins, and tart cherries are the only fruit known to contain melatonin. That helps you sleep better, and when you get enough rest, you have more energy. Have you tried Nature Blessed? You should. It tastes great, and it's good for you. You can find out more about tart cherries at our website, WLSAM.com. Just enter keyword cherry or buy your own Nature Blessed Tart Cherry Juice Concentrate. You can get it at Jewel Osco in the refrigerated juice aisle at Jewel Osco. Also, Strachan Van Til, Ultra Foods, Shop and Save, and other quality retailers. Take it from me. Drink the best. Drink Nature Blessed.
AutoZone. Without regular oil changes, you could be in for trouble. Get in the zone. AutoZone. If you're overdue for an oil change, do it now with help from AutoZone. Now you can get a 5+ quart oil change jug of Valvoline conventional motor oil and a Fram Extra Guard oil filter for just $17.99. Or upgrade to Max Life High Mileage and a Fram Tough Guard oil filter for just $2 more. Restrictions and details at store. Take good care of your engine. Get to AutoZone today. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
This weekend only, the Home Depot has 20% off all artificial Christmas trees and LED Christmas lights. Saving that much on the lights and the tree means there will be money left over for some extra packages under that tree. We're lowering the cost of brighter holidays inside and out with 20% off all artificial Christmas trees and LED light strings. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Valid through November 29th, U.S. only. See store for details.
Find out how to improve your odds and beat the house with the Casino Answer Man, John Grahowski. Heard every Tuesday through Friday afternoon at 5:18 on 890 AM WLS. You can even brush up on your gaming skills with John's articles in the Sun-Times. The Casino Answer Man is brought to you by Four Winds Casino Resort. 130,000 square feet of gaming excitement nestled in the beautiful woods of New Buffalo, Michigan. Enjoy 3,000 slots and a large selection of table games. Live larger with Four Winds Casino Resort and the Casino Answer Man on 890 AM WLS.
This Thanksgiving weekend, I will not fight like a gladiator at the sales rack.
I will go to Ace, and I will get what I need.
Get in, get help, and get on with your life. Create your own sale with our Saturday coupon and get half off one regular price item under $30. Find and print the coupon at acehardware.com. Then, stop by Ace, the helpful place. Limit one per household. Offer valid at participating Ace stores Saturday, November 27, 2010 only. Additional conditions and other exclusions apply.
Learn to avoid having a financial repeat of 2008. Listen to Securing Your Financial Future with the Goldstone Financial Group. Sunday mornings at 8.
The latest national news is just minutes away with ABC News updates at the top and bottom of every hour on 890 AM WLS. You're listening to Jake Hartford on 890 AM WLS.
I've been down before.
624. Awake with Jake. We'll get back to your call, some other stories. But it's time for our sports report with our very own sports guy, Joe Rosansky. I know.
Touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly, on the road to victory.
We'll probably hear a lot of that tomorrow. Today spelled Eagles right. Good morning, Joe.
Not only that, Jake, it proves they can count to 3.
Yeah. Now, explain something to me. I'm reading the Chicago Tribune yesterday.
Okay.
And they had the football picks for this weekend by their football writer, Sam Farmer, I believe his name was.
Right.
And it shows the game is starting at 4:15 tomorrow. Why is that?
Well, it's starting at 4:15. If you're on the East Coast, if you're in Chicago, you'll miss almost the first half because it's 3:15 here.
Oh, so the Tribune was wrong.
Well, no, they're correct. They just, coming off a holiday with a skeletal crew at the Tribune, probably the editors missed it.
Oh, I saw that. I'm thinking, gosh, that's weird. 4:15.
Yeah, because,
okay, that explains it then.
If you look at the East Coast games, they always start at 1 o'clock and 4:15.
Well, if you can't believe what you read in the newspaper, what can you do in life, huh?
Well, you can only listen to the Jake Hartford show.
Yeah, there you go.
That's where the truth lies.
Yeah, okay.
It's good to see you on the Eagles bandwagon.
Well, I like to be. I like to hear the songs from around the league.
That's right.
And that song, I don't know. I wouldn't rate that one very high.
Well, no, it is the Eagles song.
Yeah.
It feels like we should be throwing something on the field, doesn't it?
Hey, how will that field be tomorrow? Because the field has been kind of sloppy this year, and they played a football game on it yesterday, the Prep Bowl. Do
you really think they've done anything to improve it since yesterday?
No.
They've marked new lines. They put the Bears logo in the middle, and that'll be it. The Bears probably. The Eagles probably would have been like 5-point favorites if they didn't have to play on the Soldier Field turf.
What's your pick for tomorrow?
I think the Eagles will win. They're 3.5-point favorites. I think they'll cover.
I always look at the Tribune, the back page of the sports section on Sunday. I think they have 5 experts that pick the game. And I always look at however they pick, you go the opposite because it seems like they've been wrong all year. When they pick the Bears, when it's a consensus Bears, the Bears lose. When it's consensus the visiting team, that team loses. So. Well,
you know, Michael Vick, he still hasn't thrown an interception this year.
Yeah. Hey, how'd the Hawks do yesterday?
Well, the Hawks, they won 4-1. Our 4th place Blackhawks.
Wow, when do they come home?
They'll be home on Tuesday against St. Louis. They have one more game on their circus trip. They've won 3, they've lost 2, and they play the Los Angeles Kings tonight.
That'll be a good game.
So the good news is that the Blackhawks reunited all their defensive pairings. Duncan Keith is now playing once again with Brent Seabrook. Hjalmarsson's playing with Campbell. And both Keith and Hjalmarsson, they scored goals yesterday.
Who will be in net tonight?
It should be Marty Turco again.
Ooh.
Corey Crawford was in yesterday, and he won his 3rd straight game, making 26 saves.
Now, the Bulls lost last night, right?
But just barely.
Well,
they trailed 11-0 at the start of the game. They were down by 18 in the 3rd period, and they lost on a buzzer beater by Carmelo Anthony at the last second and lost 98-97.
And Rose didn't play last night because he woke up with a stiffy, a bad neck.
Yes.
Is he going to play tonight?
What was that?
Will he play tonight?
He might. It'll be a game-time decision. They'll see how he feels in practice.
You know, I was watching last night, by accident, a Bob Costas interview with Bob Uecker.
Really?
Yeah, it was it was one of those things that if I had a choice of watching it, I probably would not have gone on my way to watch it, but having come across it was very interesting.
Now, Bob Uecker's had 2 heart surgeries, I believe, in the last year.
He has, but people forget when you talk about the big money, like I think Derek Jeter wants $150 million for a 6-year extension for his contract in New York.
Right, $25 million a season.
And you talk about money like that. When Uecker was playing, he said he had a job. He worked at an auto repair thing. He was doing upholstery.
Wow.
And then he'd get done, and then he would go to the game.
Gee.
You forget about what it used to be like.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, you know,
And we used to have barn dance here at WLS, too, but we don't anymore.
Well, you know, Derek Jeter, he was offered 3 years at $45 million and then didn't want to take it.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Wisconsin's favored by 23.5 points over Northwestern today.
Go Badgers.
That doesn't sound good.
Sounds good for the Badgers.
The worst-kept rumor in football, Pink and the Black Eyed Peas will be playing at the Super Bowl during halftime. But remember, it could have been Justin Bieber.
Could have been. Got to go, Joe.
Okay. Have a great week, Jay.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye. Joe Rosansky with the sports. I think the Redskin won better. We'll be back with more of Awake with Jake right here on WLS.
Awake with Jake Hartford, 890 AM, WLS. See what we're talking about at WLSAM.com and stay informed with constantly updated news and the latest photos. There's always something interesting at WLSAM.com. Awake with Jake Hartford on 890 AM, WLS.
Police stop my car. Police stop my car. The police made me stop. Walk a straight line and blow a balloon up. Police stop my car. Police stop my car. The police made me stop. Walk a straight line and blow a balloon up. They wanna wish me a sober Christmas. That's why they always put me over Christmas. They say they're just making sure that there's no open bottles.
6:38.
They wanna wish
We're in the home stretch of Awake with Jake, 591-8900. I think we have to switch gears, and I have to give you an uplifting story again. We've been too negative in the first hour. This story comes to us out of South Carolina. Now, about 10 years ago, 10 years ago, I remember there were stories similar to this that people were doing with fast food places. Somebody would call a fast food place and say they were the police and that they suspected one of the employees of theft, and they would ask the person who answered the phone, whether it's a manager, assistant manager, or whatever, to go to this other employee and ask them to take their clothes off and search them. And this was going on around the country. And even though it got publicity, people were still falling for it, okay? Well, things have advanced over the years. This story is out of South Carolina. Police were called to a Motel 6 when the manager said a man was creating a disturbance. Now, what happened was the deputies got there. They talked to 72-year-old Joseph Jones, and he told them someone had called his room around 11 p.m., said they were the manager at the motel, and then he said the male caller told him that the previous guest had installed highly sophisticated cameras in his room, and the caller then told Jones not to bother looking for them, but instead the caller would instruct him how to get rid of the cameras. Jones said the caller asked him first if the TV was on, and if it was on, to turn it off and unplug it. Jones said he did as he was told. Next, he was told to remove the back toilet cover and to smash the TV with it. He did, and the cover shattered without breaking the TV screen, so he was instructed to throw the TV outside, and Jones did as he was instructed. At some point, according to the report, Jones gave the caller his cell number so he did not have to keep running back to the room phone. The instructions continued. The male caller told him cameras were also behind the mirrors in the room and that he needed to smash the mirrors. Jones grabbed a wrench that he had found in the room and smashed the mirrors. Then the caller told him that there was a midget who was 4 feet 3 inches tall. He was barricaded in the room next to him and that he needed to help police get to him. With that, the report said Jones took his wrench and began to break away the wallboard behind the room door. He broke through to the next room, but then stopped due to complaints from other guests about the loud noises. All right. What I forgot to do when I started reading the story was, you should not be laughing. I just broke my own rule. Anyway, when Jones was telling deputies his story, he got another call on his cell phone from the male suspect, and that's when Jones gave the phone to a deputy who took the call. And according to the report, there was a man on the other line stating that he survived gunshots and was coming back to the Motel 6. The man was asking if all the cameras were destroyed. And when the man realized he was talking to someone other than the guest, he hung up. He said, I have the wrong number. So anyway, deputies explained to the motel worker what happened. And apparently she had received information from their corporate office saying that similar situations are happening in other hotels around the country. And the deputy said, well, he was taking the report in the lobby. Several other guests called the front desk to report that they had gotten a phone call similar to the one that went to room 107. No charges were filed against the 73-year-old Jones, but the manager did ask him to leave. Now, why? What did he do? In a statement released the other day, Motel 6 parent company Vice President of Safety and Security said this is an unfortunate situation that has been occurring in various forms for years throughout the hotel industry and around the country. We are grateful that although the room and its contents suffered damage, none of our guests or team members was injured as a result of this incident. Would you do that? If somebody called you up on the phone and said they're the hotel manager, and they ask you to unplug the TV set and go get the back of the toilet and break the set, would you do that? I am shocked to find out that this is going on around the country. There I go again. I'm laughing again. I'm sorry. This is not funny. This is serious. This is supposed to be an uplifting story. I don't see the uplifting part of it. Would you fall for that? I don't know if the lights were left on or not. But somehow I've heard of other stories similar to this where there's some sort of a device where if they call into a room, they can also call the switchboard, so the switchboard thinks they're getting a call from the room. Yeah, this was not as bad. The other one I heard was kind of worse than this. But imagine you're in your room. It's 11 o'clock at night, and the phone call comes. Hi, this is the manager. We need you to start breaking up your TV, your toilet, and the wall. Now, when they say we need you to break the wall because there's a midget stuck next door, at that point, do you go, you know what? I don't know. Or do you say to the person on the phone, to the so-called hotel manager, you know you're being politically incorrect. You should, instead of saying midget, you should say little person. See, that to me, that's the giveaway. When the person on the phone says midget, we need you to break the wall to get the midget out, that's the giveaway that they're not real. I don't know. Is that uplifting enough for you? It's really kind of. And imagine this. In my day, you would send somebody a pizza. See, the kids nowadays are very inventive. They just can't send somebody a pizza. They got to come up with a story about a midget trap next door. Gosh. That's not funny. It's very bad. You should not try that at home. Because you know what's going to happen? They're eventually going to catch somebody, and they're going to blame them from everyone in the country. Someone's going to hang for all of these. You know that. But I just can't. I don't know. I just cannot see myself being in a hotel room, the phone ringing, and somebody says, "Take the back of the toilet and break the TV set." Just cannot see that. Anyway, 591-8900 is the phone number. Also want to remind you, if you wish to text, you can, us here at WLS. It's 68683, and just put WLSAM in the message thing, and we'll get your message. Or if you wish to join the Facebook crowd, you can. Just go to Facebook and look up Jake Hartford and ask to be a friend. And sometimes we let you in, sometimes we don't. That's the way we are. And also don't forget, coming up today at noontime, it will be Bruce Wolf and Dan Proff, noon until 2, with Eddie and Jobo right after them. And around 5:30, I believe, it's Chet Kopic with the Notre Dame pregame show. Tom in South Holland. Good morning, Tom. You're in WLS.
Morning, Jake. How you doing this morning, Jake?
I'm fine. Yourself? We're being uplifting today.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to end this story about this hotel destruction with my comment, which I've been uttering for a few months now, but I finally get to air it over the air. Now, when you find a situation like this, where the human being involved shows a severe lack of gray matter and an incomprehensible reason why he did what he did, and also poor judgment in his decision-making, his voter's registration card should be pulled right away.
Now, you see, if this guy had a lot of money, had a TV show on Monday night, and was with a hooker, they'd let him go because he'd be a star. He'd be Charlie Sheen.
He'd be a politician.
So you have no compassion for the 73-year-old man.
Well, yeah, I do. Take away his voter's registration card so he doesn't screw up anything else, i.e. the country, you see? You see what I say? A hotel room is one thing, but his poor decision-making, come on. And these people can vote?
Yeah, I know.
That's my problem.
Well, the other part is he got in his car and drove.
Oh, my God. Well, see, there you go.
Think about that.
Uh-huh, yeah. I mean, who couldn't see the fallacy behind as you're even listening to the guy say, smash your toilet? Who isn't sitting on the other end of the line with giving him the bird, you know what I mean?
I wonder, why did it take all those other people in that motel that long to call the front desk and say, hey, there's someone calling around saying smash the toilet and the TV?
Again, there you go.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay.
591-8900. We'll be back right after this at 6:48 on WLS.
Awake with Jake. Jake Hartford, 890 AM, WLS.
to protect the traveling public.
News happens here.
The intrusiveness.
First.
Almost unconstitutional.
This is unfortunately the world in which we live.
Political correctness run amok.
I still remain concerned about the intrusiveness.
Do I understand the sensitivities of people? Yes.
People have keeping you connected to the stories that matter most.
Good reason to feel frustrated.
890 AM.
They're fighting back.
WLS.
Sally Field talks about getting a month of Boniva free.
If you have osteoporosis, check out the My Boniva program. It's free to join and shows you lots of ways to help improve your bone strength. Boniva works with your body to help stop and reverse bone loss. And My Boniva gives you calcium-rich recipes, monthly reminders, and even a month of Boniva free.
Once monthly Boniva is a 150 milligram prescription tablet to treat and prevent postmenopausal osteoporosis. See our ad in Weight Watchers. Don't take Boniva ibandronate sodium if you have problems with your esophagus, low blood calcium, severe kidney disease, or can't sit or stand for at least 1 hour. Follow dosing instructions carefully. Stop taking Boniva and tell your doctor if you have difficult or painful swallowing, chest pain, or severe or continuing heartburn, as these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems. If jaw problems or severe bone, joint, and or muscle pain develop, tell your doctor.
Ask your doctor if Boniva can help you stop losing and start reversing. And check out the My Boniva program.
Join today and get a free month of Boniva if eligible at myboniva.com or call 1-888-MY-BONIVA.
Save up to 80% buying Factory Direct. The Jewelry Exchange imports their diamonds direct. We have thousands of diamonds, GIA and EGL certified, and guarantee the lowest price. Compare the largest chain stores 1-carat diamonds for $33.99 with the Jewelry Exchange certified 1 carats for just $18.90. 1 to 2 carat non-certified diamonds are just $9.90 per carat. Half-carat solitaires are $3.99. The Jewelry Exchange has the hottest designer lines in micro pave and platinum. Compare Tiffany's 3/4 carat platinum band for $47.50 with ours for just $14.50. Plus, they take up to 2 weeks to size. We set and size while you wait. 3-stone rings are just $159 and 1-carat studs are just $3.99. The Jewelry Exchange guarantees all the jewelry we make, up to $3,000, to appraise for at least double. Some restrictions apply. Plus, no interest for 12 months. Buy Factory Direct and save. The Jewelry Exchange in Villa Park, 630-530-0444. That's the Jewelry Exchange in Villa Park, 530-0444, or at jewelryexchange.com.
Come join Science of Spirituality for a weekend of spiritual wellness this Saturday and Sunday, November 27th and 28th from 9 till 5 at the Wyndham Hotel Lisle, 3000 Warrenville Road in Lisle, near the corner of Naperville and Warrenville Road. Explore medical and health alternative therapies, healthy food choices, fantastic vegetarian cooking demos, and learn the healing power of your soul through meditation. Admission is free and open to all. Learn how to meditate, classes in Hatha Yoga, and enjoy workshops by leading health professionals. Come, hear our keynote speaker, world-renowned spiritual master, His Holiness, Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj, spiritual head of Science of Spirituality, with a free public talk Sunday at 2 p.m. entitled Meditation for Total Well-Being. In-depth meditation instructions will immediately follow. To register and find out more, visit us at sosspiritualwellness.org or call 630-955-1200. That's 630-955-1200. That's sosspiritualwellness.org.
Hi, I'd like to get these Lords of Leaping with my rewards.
I'm sorry, but rewards can't be used toward the purchase of 10 Lords of Leaping.
But I've been looking for Lords that can leap like that forever.
Yeah, well, rules are rules, man.
For holiday shopping without the hassles, come to Kohl's instead, where you'll earn $10 in Kohl's cash for every $50 you spend, with no limit on how much you can earn. Spend it later on what you really want with no exclusions. Earn your Kohl's cash now through Sunday, only at Kohl's. The more you know, the more you Kohl's. Kohl's. Expect great things.
This weekend only, the Home Depot has 20% off all artificial Christmas trees and LED Christmas lights. Saving that much on the lights in the tree means there will be money left over for some extra packages under that tree. We're lowering the cost of brighter holidays inside and out with 20% off all artificial Christmas trees and LED light strings. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Valid through November 29th, U.S. only. See store for details.
Learn to avoid having a financial repeat of 2008. Listen to Securing Your Financial Future with the Goldstone Financial Group. Sunday mornings at 8.
Find out what's happening in the nation and around the world with ABC News updates at the top and bottom of every hour on 890 AM WLS. Jake Hartford is on 890 AM WLS.
6:53. We got a text from 815. We got two. One says, "Hi, I'm Tom Bedette, and we'll leave the midget out for you." But the other one says, "Jake, you know, this doesn't happen at a Holiday Inn Express." Well, I took that as a challenge. So I did a Google search, and here I just read the first part of this. Dateline, Conway, Arkansas, June 9th, says a telephone prankster posing as a sprinkler company employee caused havoc Saturday morning at an Arkansas Holiday Inn Express when he convinced an employee to set off the hotel's fire alarm, smash windows, shut down electricity, and break a sprinkler head that flooded the building's lobby. Then it got crazy after that. Helene in Springfield, good morning. Welcome to WLS.
Hi. It's just amazing what people will fall for. I mean, if they were really to think about what they're doing, they wouldn't do it.
Well, you know, I must confess, back about 19 years ago, Ro and I were doing an overnight show here at WLS. And this woman called in, and she said her husband was complaining about their cable box not working correctly. And this must have been about 3 in the morning. And we tried to help her with it, and she ended up taking the whole cable box apart and couldn't put it back together again.
Okay.
And I felt bad about it ever since. Because I told Ro not to do it, but you know Ro wouldn't listen.
But smashing up the whole room is different.
I know. So you wouldn't fall for that then?
No. I just think there's a lot of scams out there and people who are just, you know, saying stuff and just trying to see what people will do.
Well, and people are falling for it. And a lot of people are people working at businesses.
It's amazing.
All right. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm looking at one of the headlines here. It says, hotels in 4 states hit by costly prank calls. It's a crime wave. And we're patting people down. We're searching in the groinal areas of people at airports. And yet, there's somebody, this could be Al-Qaeda doing this, fighting us economically, breaking our hotels' toilets and TVs. And you notice how they said, get the midget out? See, Al-Qaeda's not politically correct. That's the tip-off. It could be Al-Qaeda. Diane in Indiana. Good morning, Diane.
Good morning, Diane. And good morning, say.
You're Diane.
Hello?
You're Diane.
Yes.
Yes.
Diane, good morning, say. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I'll say, don't blame Al-Qaeda or don't blame anybody. Just blame the common sense of our people here. We are lacking of common sense. Like I was telling your screener, if I want to go to the store and buy covered chocolate, it contains alcohol or something, they have to see my ID, and I'm 60 years old. So what do you think of that?
That you're 60 years old?
Yes.
I don't know. I can't help you there.
Okay.
But they need to see. But they need to see your ID.
Yes. Yes, and I told her, "Are you kidding?" She said, "No, this is our rules." I told her, "Okay, but do you have common sense? You know."
Do you get carded when you buy cigarettes?
I don't buy cigarettes.
Oh.
I don't smoke.
Do you drink?
No.
Do drugs?
No.
Go wild?
No.
Do anything crazy?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Listen to Bruce and Dan at noon on Saturdays on WLS?
I'm sorry?
Okay, I am too. I got to go, Diane.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I guess we're just about out of time. It's time for me to leave now. It's time to get in the car with the padded doors and make my way to Green Jakers. I hope this has been an uplifting post-Christmas Christmas show. Pre-Christmas show, post-Thanksgiving show. For all you people who are out hitting the stores right now, shopping on Silver Saturday, trying to get some of those bargains that are still out there. Anyway, thank you for making this your show of choice on a Saturday morning. I know, as I said on the Facebook the other day, and you can join if you go to Jake Hartford, that this is a dumb, silly show for 2 hours on a Saturday morning, and how it fits in with the rest of WLS, I have no idea, but it's here. Anyway, have a nice weekend. Take care. Until we see you again. Bye-bye.